Well, the BBC rolled out the red carpet for a TV critic, one of those lads who thinks being gay is his whole personality. You know the type, I'm sure. He was on a mission to lambast ITV for having the temerity to let Nigel Farage join this year's I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. He says, I'm so uncomfortable with Nigel Farage being on hashtag I'm a celeb. We see his personality, not his political opinions. What he really means is, if you translate it from the highfalutin liberal dialect, it translates as, I'm petrified that the public might actually find Farage charming and approachable. That'd toss a spanner in the works for our meticulously constructed far-right bogeyman narrative. ITV's I'm a Celeb is a bit of a reality telly fun, right? Where celebs face all sorts of outlandish Australian bush challenges. It's not exactly a political soapbox. But that doesn't stop the show from poking fun at Farage, complete with canned laughter. And GB News, it has to be said. Then there's the Fred Syriacs, who couldn't resist a jab about Brexit being a disaster. This despite, of course, the EU's own ex-Brexit negotiator, Michel Barnier, recently calling for national safeguards against Brussels overreach, particularly to manage out-of-control immigration. Sounds a bit like Mr. Farage. Even he's advocating now for a constitutional shield in France against EU diktats. The Guardian's been having a field day, of course, accusing ITV of normalising the abhorrent. Some are even screeching that Farage's participation is effectively endorsing fascism. You've got to laugh. After watching the show, The Guardian's John Crace was in a tizzy, moaning about ITV giving a platform to Farage, a man who, according to Crace, thrives on imagined grievances and casual xenophobia. But here's the rub, right? They're livid. Because Nigel Farage is a hit with us, with you and I, the gutsy Brexit-backing gammons who dared to defy the self-congratulatory middle-class liberal echo chamber that's entrenched in the BBC and most of the mainstream media. They just can't fathom why we might actually like the bloke and that he may actually end up doing really rather well on the platform. They hate the humanisation of Farage beyond his politics because they know it'll appeal to much of the masses that do watch ITV's reality television. That maybe, just maybe, a politician that's also doing well on platforms like TikTok might well find a new young audience through his show, and that terrifies them. It's proven by a debate in the jungle with the entitled brat YouTuber Nella. I know I'd never heard of her before either, but anyway. In the 2-minute debate that was aired, it was beautifully revealed that the difference between the right and the left is that Nigel, on the right, offers informed debate with reason and analysis, and this YouTuber creature insists on shouting him down, being completely unwilling to listen to another opinion because she read on the internet that Farage is a nasty racist. Puerile stuff.
But this is what I was saying to you.
Apparently you're anti-immigrants. And
Who told you that?
Oh, the internet.
Well, there we are, then. It must be true. It must be true.
It must be.
It must be true.
Okay, but then why don't black people like you?
You'd be amazed they do.
Well,
You'd be amazed.
Nigel!
If you came with me, if you came with me, if you came with me through South London, you'd be astonished.
Oh, wow. What were you doing in South London, Nigel?
Well, I'm there every day.
You're in South.
He's from South.
Wait, sorry. I'm so sorry to be short.
He's
What are
from-
you doing? Sorry.
He's from South
I
London.
travel through South London.
So
on any
everyone
issue.
hates you for no reason. Well, not that everyone hates you. That was so bad. But like, sorry,
You can disagree with somebody, but to chuck around accusations the way that they've been chucked around is grossly unfair. Anti-immigrant, right? No. All I've said is we cannot go on with the numbers coming to Britain that are coming. Do you know why?
I'm one of the numbers.
Right. So that's it then. So should it be 5 million a year, 10 million?
Question,
No,
right?
you don't seem to understand.
Nigel, hang on.
Those immigrants that are coming in.
And hang on. Since 2000,
Mm-hmm.
the British population has increased by 10 million. 10 million.
Yeah, we're
Good
growing.
thing. Right?
Good thing, unless you want a GP appointment. Good thing,
Okay, hang
unless
on,
you want
can
your
I-
So
kid.
I'm stopping you from getting a GP appointment.
You're
You're not getting an appointment.
no.
You're not getting an appointment because the NHS is lacking funding. I bet you anything here. If every single immigrant or somebody from immigrant descent was to leave the UK,
What would be
the doctors, all your doctors,
Nurses.
gone.
Oh, I know,
'Cause
I know.
Most of your doctors are Asian, right?
Which is
Most of
wrong.
your nurses are African women, right?
Don't you understand what I'm saying?
You want us gone. That's all I understood.
Stop it. Stop it.
But that's what you're trying to say because we're
you're
not.
not.
You just don't want
overcomplicating.
more people coming. Is that what you're trying to
you're
say?
not listening
Why not?
to a single word I'm saying.
I am listening to you.
No, you're not. You're not. You're dealing with this
I'm
out of a
disagreeing
position.
with you.
Right.
It's okay for us
Our
to
kids are
disagree on
watching
this.
this woman as an influencer of the next generation. God help us all. But it did a service in unmasking the ignorance of her argument. Households up and down the country will be talking about immigration because of that very debate. This is exactly what they don't want. They don't want us plebs being informed on this discussion. That's why they wish Farage wasn't there, and with immigration stats as damning as those released this week, and with a city almost the size of Newcastle being created every single year, it's now a debate that the entire nation is fizzing over. So I say good for Farage. Get your reported 1.5 million quid fee and buy yourself something nice after getting through to the final, dare I predict, on a tidal wave of liberal tears. Here's to Nige, and it's now up to us to capitalise on the momentum that's surrounding the debate and discussions that liberal talking heads don't want us to have, but that Farage and others are forcing onto the national conversation. Have you got what it takes to be a reasoned presenter? Well, send us a short clip of yourself to join@reasoned.uk and we might be seeing you on this very channel very soon indeed.